Sprague with Frank Tordoff beside me, beginning the 1996 Daniel Hand High School Tiger football season. First game of the season is against West Haven tonight at Strong Field on a Thursday night. So welcome to another season, Frank. This is the 10th year, as I figure, that we have done these telecasts for Madison Daniel Hand High School Tiger football on community access television. So we've been doing this a while.
Time marches on then, if we've finished a decade going to another one here. Anyway, yeah, it's looking up. This is going to be a very interesting year from all of our standpoints. And I know that not just from the coaches all the way through the team, the students.
After the national anthem, we are about ready to begin this game. The captains for Hand were number 30, Nick Ricano, and 52, Matt Mesa. Hand will get the ball first. Back deep to receive are Daryl Noble, who's wearing 34, and number 5, who is Greg Walby on the far side. So West Haven set to kick off the Hand to start 1996. It's a good long kick. Noble will field it about the 7-yard line.
Set up a return on the right, and it's an open slot.
Good return, and there he goes. Got one man to beat. One man to beat.
Got to juke him. Does he get it?
He's not going to quite beat him, but he gets down to about the 26, 27. Fine return on the opening kickoff.
Oh, you could see that wall set up very well for a right return down here, and it worked quite perfectly. Just a couple of the safety minutes stayed back. Well, West Haven were the last ones with a shot at it, and had all the angle they just really needed.
Daryl Noble took that ball to 7 and all the way to the 27.
And let's see if they change the play at all. Daryl's still in there, so he's got to be a little winded.
Ryan Milligan, a quarterback, and the carrier is Dan Anderson down to the 21, 22.
Okay, bread and butter play for Hand. First, I think in the 10 years we've been doing this, Kent, we would probably say almost all 10 games at the same place started off.
Off the right side on the first play.
Right side tackle, and there it was. And
gained almost 6 yards on it, too.
That's right. That's a settling play. Settles everybody in, gets everybody cranked up.
In the backfield are Ryan Milligan, a quarterback, Dan Anderson, the fullback, and Daryl Noble, who gets the pitch going to the right, and he's got a little crease. He's near a first down, maybe has it. West Haven says the ball came loose, but the ball was blown dead, and a first down for Hand.
They were trying very hard to strip that from Daryl, and I think they held him up off the ground, trying to strip it away from him. Nice job by Daryl.
That's an old toss right. Noble gets the ball deep in the backfield and picks his block. And Daryl Noble gained over 1,000 yards last year. He's a fast, shifty runner, a sprinter. on the track team, and very shifty to bring down. He's not terribly large, but he's quick.
Oh, that's true. I think he only goes probably soaking wet. I don't know what they put him in the book here. It's 155, and that's probably soaking wet with a full stomach too. But right then, Hand is going to take a play, and Milligan came off the field after calling timeout.
Did Hand call that timeout, Frank?
Hand called that timeout.
So it's a first down for Hand at about the 18.
And it is a first down.
And the ball is between the 17 and 18. This is the opening drive. We're early in the game. No score yet.
And showing pass.
And there's Dan Anderson spun off of one tackle and gained a yard or so, and that's it.
Yeah, that one, I thought they were showing a little bit of pass look on that with one runner in the backfield being Anderson, but didn't fool the West Haven team at all.
Well, the Westies of West Haven, they're a very good program. I've had good teams over the years. They're a big school. Anderson gains 2, 2nd and 8, just outside the 15. So it's like a pass play, and man, wide open, number 9 over on the right sideline, and he's down to the 5. That's Sullivan, Tim Sullivan.
Yeah, the 5 is right, so that pass worked very well. The first pass, what do you give that, about 7, 8 yards?
That's enough for a first down. It's a 5, 1st and goal.
Nice job on that. Really, it was very quick, very well executed, and caught West Haven just a tad flat-footed on that. So
we've played just about 2 minutes in the game, and Hand has got a first down at the 5. Here's a power eye that we're used to seeing down in short yardage situation. Off the right side, and Darrell Noble takes it near the goal.
I think he's got chalk on his nose, but I don't think the ball went across.
Jeff Monroe, number 44, was the other man in the backfield in for blocking. Power eye, strong to the right. They normally take that off a right tackle, right behind big Kishwala over there.
That's right. And we ought to give it some numbers and names now, probably. Kishwala is 76. Yeah, now Chad Taylor's on centering job. I don't know if you've been able to get the rest of them.
I don't see Kishwala. Kishwala's on the left, actually.
Right, yeah.
Kishwala's on the left side right now. And it's handed off to Anderson, who wedges his way near the goal. No signal yet. Now we got one. Touchdown Hand.
It looked like there was plenty of surge on that. And I think there was.
He had a yard to go, and it looked like he gained at least that.
Sure did.
With 9:08 left in the first quarter, Hand scores first, mainly due to that big run back on the opening kickoff by Darrell Noble.
Getting good field position like that certainly does help out. No question. New kicker this year, Ken.
In the kick is Greg Walby. Holder Scott Roberts is put down and kicked up good. Right to, so Walby puts it in.
Well, that's a good start.
That's a good start, and Daniel Hand, one of their best kickers they've ever had, was Jim Willis, who has kicked the last 3 years, so they had to start over on a kicking game.
Well, Jimmy always seems like it's not the right thing without Seabunt. It's such an institution. But he's down at Elon College in North Carolina now doing kicking, and we wish him the very best down there. It looks like Greg's got a pretty good foot himself.
So Hand has started this season very well. They've had 1 possession, they've scored 1 touchdown, and now they give it to West Haven for the first time, trailing by 7 points. Walby is going to set it up on the far hash mark.
Right. Let's hope that the West Haven doesn't have the same luck on the kick. Now, right now, the way the wind's blowing, it's blowing from left to right, so going to be in Greg's favor a little bit here.
West Haven drops 3 men inside the 5 to receive this kick. Walby hits a spinner to the left side. Here's the goal line fumble. It's on the ground. Now it's picked up.
Not an easy one to handle.
And the man is finally hit down short of the 20.
Very good. Great kick. It had a sort of a backspin on it so that it came right down in the hands of the receiver, but it was spinning so hard, he dropped it. I virtually thought he was going to do that.
He tried 2 or 3 times to pick it up and didn't quite get it back to the 20, so West Haven takes over at about the 19.
All right.
We don't have a roster of West Haven's team here, Frank, but we know they have a good running back.
Yeah, Craig Dix is, and he's supposed to be number 36. Don't know that I see him there, though.
Ran off the right side. That's 32. He gained about a yard.
Okay, so we probably have the wrong number for him. Unfortunately, we don't get the other team's numbers very often. But this kid, Dix, is supposedly a Division 1A candidate, one of the top 25 in the state of Connecticut this year. Racano and Kishwala coming off.
Kingsley calls the defensive signals, and he's playing a linebacker position.
Dan Brand way over in this corner.
Run to the near side and gained about 3.
All right. Closed in very well on that. I was a little bit nervous myself, seeing two seasoned veterans coming off the field right at almost the beginning of the play, but the boys did a nice job on that.
We'll try to pick up the lineman for a hand. Right in the middle, right opposite the center, is Ryan Connolly playing that nose tackle position.
Always a tough position.
Right beside him is Matt Mesa on the near side. We got 3 down linemen on this play.
3 and long, looks fast.
The pass play is tipped. It's tipped and almost intercepted, incomplete.
Nice job by Brand and Brian D. Concilius tipping that ball, getting in there, close coverage.
22, Mark Pregame is also right by the receiver. So it's going to be up 4th down and about 5. And West Haven back in punt formation. Yes. Drop deep to receive is Daryl Noble. The intermediate is Greg Walby. It's a bubble snap, and now it's finally kicked out. And caught by Walby, fair catch, just across the 50.
Now there's a flag down.
There is a flag down.
It might be a holding. Could possibly be encroachment on deep. Procedure?
Procedure against West Haven.
I don't know that Hand would want to give up that field
position. That wasn't a terribly deep kick, so they may decline the penalty. We'll see.
Now the receiver, the punter bobbled that ball too.
Referee's talking to co-captain Matt Mesa right in the middle of the line.
And it is.
And they will decline it because Hand takes over to 49.
Good decision right there, I would think. So
looks like the punter did not quite field the snap cleanly. It was a good snap.
Yes, it was, right in his chest. He just didn't have it.
We got 44 in the backfield. That's Jeff Monroe at fullback, and he gets the ball. Monroe got a hole.
Nice job.
He gains about 5.
Well, we're getting quite a few plays with Sean Manley, number 40, is in there. And he took the slot position that we had seen Monroe earlier with. So that was Monroe doing a nice little job.
Monroe with a 5-yard gain off a right guard, right tackle. And at center is number 75 for a Hand, and that's Chad Taylor. And off to Monroe again, another big hole. And he's down to about the 40. That should be a first down.
That should be. Nice move all the way. Good handoff, too.
2 runs, the same play. He gained 5 and 6.
Nice movement off the line, opening that hole. It's a slant run, and you can see that hole. If you block that right, it is on a slant, and it worked quite well that time for Monroe.
The blockers on the right side of the line are Matt Mesa and Ryan Connolly, this side of the center. This time it's run to the left. Daryl Noble gains a yard or maybe 2.
Yeah, he met a brick wall very quickly right then.
Running behind Kishwala on the left side.
I think we haven't mentioned Andy Elting, have we? The other guard, the left guard.
Andy Elting is in at left guard. Kishwala is left tackle.
And then we see Roberts coming over here as a flanker and Walby the other side.
And 42 there, James Kingsley is tight end on the near side. And it's run up the middle.
Oh my goodness!
That's Daryl Noble, spun away, still going. Down the sideline, almost to the 20.
What a beautiful of job by Darrell.
He gets down to about the 21 or 22, and his belt is still lying out at the 40.
And he had to do like a triple spin move out there. And like you say, one of the West Haven players had him in his grasp and pulled a piece of his uniform off. But Darrell did a super job. About 15 on that?
Not sure how many yards, but he shouldn't have made any. First down for
Nice job.
Ball about the 22. Man in motion this time. And somebody left a little early on that one.
Yeah.
Number 8 was Scott Roberts in motion on that play. That will probably be against hand, a motion penalty.
I would assume.
I think the snap count wasn't clear to everybody in the line. Number 9, Tim Sullivan brings in a play. He splits wide as a receiver.
Already caught one tonight.
Walby is split to the left. Sullivan's going to line up slot right.
And just behind the tight end.
Darrell Noble is the tailback. And Sullivan motion. And roll left by Milligan. And there's the throw. Complete pass. Down about the 15. That's Greg Walby. His first reception of the year.
That's right. Walby was nice wide open, and he had a player on him, but he's moved away from the player and with the quarterback. Same direction, so he gave him a nice parallel throw.
He didn't get a very good spot on that. He was right about the 15 where he caught the ball. He's pushed back a little bit.
Too.
So it brings up 2nd and 5. 2 men to the right this time, both Sullivan and Walby. And it's a draw to the tailback, who should have the first down near the 10.
Another good job out there. That opened up really well on that draw.
Darrell Noble on a draw right up the middle.
He's got that first yard down again. He's picking up some good yardage.
So far, Hand's line has been pushing West Haven where they want them to go.
Yeah, and I think they're out-pounded anyway, poundage-wise. Hand has got some good, decent size, but they're not overpowering size.
And it's a quick opener to Dan Anderson. Breaks a tackle, breaks another one. Inside the 5, still on his feet.
Did a nice job keeping his balance, too, after he got his first and second hit in there.
That's a good way to fumble, however, when you're fighting for yardage standing up. 2 men hanging on him and 2 more trying to take the ball away from him.
Strong boy, though. Dan is really matured as a football player.
He gained about 7 yards on that run, just inside the 5. He can make a first down at about the 1. So look for Hand to pound it right up the middle here. So far they've had success doing that. And there goes Noble inside the 5 to about the 3.
Yeah, you got a strong 1 on that, but and again, have been having some pretty good luck coming up the middle, so they're just playing it conservatively at the moment. Third down with about 1.5 yards, maybe 2 strong yards there, Kent.
Yeah, they're marking it between the 3 and the 4, it looks like. He needs almost 2 for a first down and 3.5 for a touchdown.
Noble just
third down play.
Yeah, Noble just came out, Pregame in for him, I believe.
And it's pitched wide right, carried to the right, and carries it down to about the 1. Who is that? Who is that carrying the ball? That's
Mark Pregame.
32, I've got.
22, Ken.
22, okay. We'll get the names and the numbers after a while. May take us a dozen games, but who knows.
Boy, I thought he had the first down, but they're going to measure for it.
The sticks are coming in. On the sideline is let's see what the referees say here. First, yes, that's a 1.
Yes, we like seeing that all the time. Nice job by Mark Pregame taking that pitch out. His first carry.
He didn't have much of a place to run there.
No, he didn't. Picked up a nice block by Sullivan.
We're just inside 3.5 minutes of the first quarter. Hand is leading 7-0. And driving again. They got this power eye this time, strong to the right. Jeff Monroe blocking. Pregame takes it down inside the 1.
Boy, I think he's got chalk on his nose this time too, boy.
He looks like he's about a foot away from a touchdown here.
take it over the hash mark, and you can see that.
And we may see 3 more plays just like that if they don't get it in.
Yeah, I would think so. I would think there'd be a very
Their
tight...
quarterback, Ryan Milligan's a pretty good sized boy. A quarterback sneak isn't too bad a play here either.
No, it isn't. He's good and quick with his feet.
He's got Noble back in the backfield now. Milligan a quarterback.
Defense is stuffed tight, though. Look at that.
And then hand it off to the first man.
No.
He's not going to get it. 44 is Jeff Monroe.
Yeah, that was stuffed very, very tightly right there.
They may have to go a little bit wider to get it in.
Spread it a little bit, yeah.
West Haven is really packing the middle.
And well, you would. I mean, Hand had been pounding and pounding up there, so.
So far, we played almost a quarter, and West Haven's had the ball for 3 plays and a punt.
That's right, yeah. That
brings up 3rd down and goal. And this time it's pitched wide right. 32 carrying the ball, and he's in. 22. 22, that's Pregame.
Ah, nice job.
Mark Pregame takes it in for Hand's 2nd touchdown. Conversion try by Walby with Scott Roberts holding, Chad Taylor snapping. Good snap. What's it do?
It's touched.
And not good.
Oh, I think it was
that was fumbled, wasn't it?
Well, it may have been fumbled, but I know it also got touched by one of the charging men. So yeah, it took a little while to get it down. So 13. For some reason, they're not getting the numbers up on the board. Although the clock's running.
And leading 13-0 with 1:57 left, first quarter.
Well, not a bad way to start so far, Kent. That's some good...
Excellent way to start.
I think some of the basics are pretty good execution, although not perfect executions, but some pretty darn good executions on the blocking patterns and things like that.
On that conversion try, somehow the snap, Scott Roberts couldn't quite handle it cleanly and get it down, and messed up the timing a little bit on it.
Yeah, it did. Greg had to wait a little bit on it, and that gave West Haven a chance to get one of their blockers in there, and I believe did get a hand on it.
And as we begin the 2nd quarter here, Paul Sprague is coming in to run the camera for this quarter. And Walby kicks one high. Going to be fielded about the 12-yard line and is handed off to a man coming forward. And whoops. Still going around the corner. Covers the corner and finally pushed out of bounds at about the 42.
Hi, Greg.
That was dangerous there.
It sure was. And they came right into the middle of the pack down there, and nobody actually, there were so many blockers and people there, the ball handler didn't get touched at all, so he just bounced off the pack, ran to the right side, and luckily Greg Walby just got enough on him to push him out of bounds.
There were several pursuers by him, but there was one blocker that was sort of cleared the path on the sideline. So a good return. West Haven's 2nd possession, and we have 1:45 left in the first quarter. Up to 42, run up the middle, and it's carried forward for about 3.
Well, they're trying the same thing, it looks like. Try to come up the middle on him. Try to use the size of their line. They've got a couple of pretty darn good big guys down there. West Haven.
We can see their big boy in the line. They have a man that's about 6'6", 260 there in the line. He's a right tackle,
looks like an athlete, doesn't he, huh?
Run up the middle again. Hit and dropped after about a 1 or 2 yard gain.
Nice job by Anderson, undercutting.
Dan Anderson in there, 42 is in there. That's
Kingsley. Yeah, Kingsley did a nice job on that. 3rd and fairly long, so this is a tweener right here. Could either pass or run it.
We've got a sophomore, TJ Naylor, number 21 on the near side, playing the corner. On the far side is Tim Sullivan. Now West Haven has a man split wide each side. Long count. Handed off the right and a good tackle on a fumble.
Ball still down. Hands got it. Hands got it.
Dan Anderson caused that fumble, and 42 is Jim Kingsley.
Kingsley the younger comes up with it.
That play was made by Anderson, who really stuck his man in the backfield for a loss and also knocked the ball out.
Oh, he really did. Nice job. It was a clean handoff, so the tailback was running to the right there, and like you see, Anderson came through the gap beautifully and knocked the ball.
Dan Anderson plays that inside linebacker position, and he shot a gap there and really met the ball carrier. And pitch wide right. I saw somebody jump early on the line.
West Haven came off quickly, I think. Should be a free 5, I think.
We'll see here. I know a West Haven man was early getting off, but we'll see if he's drawn off. Looks like West Haven's going to back it up.
Yeah, there you go.
Free 5 yards for Hand.
Yeah, that's one of those that you're all set to go, and you've got yourself so psyched up to charge, and it doesn't quite happen when you want to, and you just can't hold the brake any longer. Pitch forward and take a negative 5 yards for your team.
Jeff Monroe at fullback, Darrell Noble at tailback, Ryan Milligan, the quarterback, hands off to Monroe. Monroe, big hole. Across the 30, down to about the 30. That should be a first down.
Should be.
Gained about 7.
Well, it's very interesting to me right now, Ken, to see how many different players Hand has already had in the game and doing an excellent job with them all, too, when you think about it.
Hand has looked very good so far, but we're down 4 seconds left in the quarter. I don't think they'll get this play off before the quarter. That's the end of the first quarter with Hand leading 13-0 against the Westies of West Haven. The first time ever meeting the West Haven team. So Frank, that first quarter was dominated by Hand. West Haven had the ball only twice. Once was 3 plays and a punt, and the second time they fumbled right away. When they run 6 plays?
6 or 7 max. It wasn't more than that.
And there's a broken tackle by Anderson, still going. He's inside the 25.
Kind of a nice job at the end there by Conley. Play had gone by him from his guard position, but the whole pack was there, and it was looking to fall one way or the other. He just pushed it, got an extra 1.5 yards for it.
Dan Anderson gained about 6. The ball is at the 24.
Again, I'm very happy and surprised to see the number of different players that have been in and out of there.
Anderson out, Monroe in for this play. Like a slant-in pass, and it's complete pass. Number 5 over there, Walby, and he took it away from a defender.
Yeah, that was a nice play.
That was well defense, but Walby made a fine catch. First down. Ball to 19.
We're 3 for 3 on passes.
That was a quick slant in to Greg Walby, and Walby is about 6'3". He's a big boy out here as a wide receiver. Milligan pitches wide right to Noble, and Noble's got a crease over there. Big gain.
Couple of nice plays. Anderson held his man at bay for a while, so we saw some nice stuff there.
If they can gain 6 yards on first down each time, Frank, they're in pretty good shape.
Yeah, the math comes out pretty well on that. You look for the old, like I used to say, 3.4 yards per carry, and Hand would be happy with that. But you get 6, that's nice.
Darrell Noble gained over 1,000 yards last year, and if he gets that ball deep in the backfield where he can pick up his blocking, he's awfully hard to tackle in the open field.
Gets a good look at what's out in front of him there, and he can really work it.
A roll left by Milligan, and Milligan's going to bring it down and run it. Heading for the sideline. Steps out of bounds inside the 10 at about the 9.
Oh, Greg Walby. he was coming back to throw a block and thought enough of it at the end not to do that. And old Greg, he saw that it would have been a clip. Thank goodness, Greg, not for doing that. What do we have for a gain on that? 3-4 yards?
Well, 1 yard short of a first down at about the 9.
Yeah, I give it 3 to Milligan. Trying to keep some unofficial statistics here.
Which is difficult to do.
Particularly when we're trying to still remember the numbers and all that sort of thing.
3rd and 1 for Hand at about the 9-yard line. And Hand is leading 13-0 with 10 minutes left in the second quarter. Handed off right up the middle by Monroe. Should have the first down.
Yep, should give him about a couple.
Needed one. I think he gained about 2.
So here we are, just starting this second period, and I've got a hand with 5 people have carried that ball so far.
Ball's about the 7. First and goal for Hand. Hand is driving again. They've scored twice. On the left side of the line is 68. Andy Elting is left guard. To his left is Vero Kishwala. Pitch deep, 22, and a wide open corner over there.
Pregame's got a second one.
Pregame has got 2 touchdowns. They totally sealed off that right side. I don't know who did the blocking there, but they sure wiped out the whole side.
I think you got to give a lot of that credit goes to Jimmy Kingsley on that for his tight end position. He came around and did the hook block on that. Did a beautiful job.
I think I could have taken that one, and you can see that one developing. That the whole right side was open. He was untouched.
I think I could have maybe done it too, but I would have been walking, not running.
And is going to go for 2 because they did not get the conversion on the last one. It's going to be a pass roll, and Milligan throws it, tipped, incomplete. So it's no good.
I understand the math on those kind of things too, but I still think at this stage of the game, you go and get the sure one if you can. You know, you don't worry about the 2 yet.
So Hand takes the lead now, 19-0, with 9:44 left before the half. And the team from West Haven really has not had the ball. Is the story of this game so far.
For all intents and purposes, their first series started on the 19. They ended up punting it to the 49 of Hand. The second series started about the 42, was it? And that went nowhere after a fumble, basically, on the third play.
Greg Walby tees it up on the near side.
He's kicking into the wind now, though.
And the man in the middle fielded the kick the last time and lateraled back to another man, and they almost broke it.
Yeah, they set up, all 3 men came together, almost kind of a hide play. See who, you know, try to dry her and not knowing which way it's going to go.
Well, he hits a tough one to field again. Going to hit and roll out of bounds. Okay. Goes out about the 15. Let's see, Frank, they have an option to take it where, on the 35?
Yeah, the 30.
They can kick over or take it at the 35, I believe, is their option.
So that's what it looks like they're going to do.
I guess it's the 40, not the 35.
No, 35.
No, 35, you're right.
So they do. That's a good idea to do that.
That was one of those spinners that was awfully hard to catch.
Yeah, it appears maybe that's his technique. The way he kicks it, he is a soccer-style kicker. And you must put some English on that thing, because in the air, you don't get a traditional spiral off it that you see so often. That does spin like a top as it's going through the air.
So West Haven with the ball at the 35, and it's a draw play up the middle, and nothing. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage, about 5 or 6 jerseys. Dan Anderson right on the bottom of that.
Co-captain Nicky Raccano.
Nick Raccano, number 30.
Oh man, did he get in there too? He just submarined under that pile.
Raccano isn't very large, but he's a wrestler. He's a tough kid, and he makes a lot of tackles.
Quick, very, very quick.
I've got Kingsley and Anderson as linebackers. It's swung out to the left, a lateral, and again tackled on the line of scrimmage. And I think that's Naylor that made that play, 21.
Well, that literally was a lateral that time.
That was a lateral.
And Hand didn't quite have that defended the way they need to do it when it moved that way, but it worked well enough. And it took long enough time for that to take place that Hand was able to close up on it nicely. Naylor did a good job.
We can talk about young T.J. Naylor, number 21 over there. He's an ABC student from Newark, New Jersey. Here that is starting on defense for Hand as a sophomore.
Yeah. And doing a good job.
Very quick. It's like a draw play up the middle, and there's a little room to go there, but that's going to bring up 4th down and about 2 or 3.
Yeah, you know, and that play is a good thing. It looked like it was going to be a pass, and although it was a draw, and Kingsley stayed at home on his inside linebacker position. Good thing, because that's the way it came. Pays off to keep that discipline.
I don't know how long West Haven can go 3 and a punt until they pull a little trickery here and try to get something on the board.
Yeah, they probably still want to get a little bit more of
Number 5, Walby, is dropped deep to receive this punt. And it is kicked, it's short kick, and Walby's going to stay away from it.
Yeah.
And it bounces backwards at about the 37.
A little bit of a hand bounce at the end there. But they did the right thing by not getting too close to that little bouncing Betty, if you will.
7:44 left before the half. Hand leading 19-0 against the Westies of West Haven. First time ever meeting the West Haven High School. They're a big school. They have an AstroTurf field.
Yes,
that we
played
that Hand has played a state championship game on. Milligan, a keeper to the right side, and still going, bounces off, still going, and he's going to gain 4 or 5.
Nice job on that keeper. He has some very good leg drive, as a matter of fact.
That looked like a run all the way. Roll to the right, gained 5 yards.
I think he wanted to hold on to that thing. I really do. Now, he did a nice job, too, seeing what was ahead of him. And the first hole he tried to take wasn't there. He bounced off. The second hole wasn't there, and he just kept on going wide.
You know, what's impressed me so far, Frank, we're midway through the second quarter. Hand has not turned the ball over. They don't think have a penalty.
No, there's that one procedure penalty. That's right.
They have a procedure
but
penalty?
Still, you're right. It's very, very good so far.
So not many problems here early in the... That's Darrell Noble taking it up near a first down.
Yeah, I don't think he quite got it, but they're going to measure it.
They're going to be real close. And they're going to measure.
This angle doesn't look like it's there, but we're a little bit off of center, so...
And Charlie Gebauer brings out some sticks. He's been doing that job longer than we've been broadcasting these games.
I think he turned on the lights the first time around here, or something like that.
First down.
Very nice. So almost like you were saying, they were getting 5-6 yards a carry. As a coach, you'll take that all the time, because as you stay on the ground, you're taking a lot of time now. 19-0 being the score in the second period.
There are penalties. That's going to be a procedure penalty against Hand, I think.
That'll come back.
One man raised up a little early on that one.
You know, it's kind of interesting to me, too, Kent. The fans at home may not have known, but we did get to take in a couple of the preseason games. Scrimmage games, and it was fun to see that. And yes, a lot of the players are doing what they did nose, but it's in different sequences. A lot of it coming earlier, and I think that's really great. I just, you know, Jeff Monroe's a junior out there, and we love seeing that.
Jeff Monroe saw some time last year, but he will be a player who sees a lot of time this year.
Yeah, he's really coming on strong.
And Monroe is the tailback behind the quarterback. One back set here. Pass play over the middle. That's Kingsley.
Tight end.
Almost to the 50, about 49.
Tight end play. Don't see many with that in hand, but Kingsley got it. I love seeing that tight end all the time, because that's a real good weapon when you can work with it. Give him about 3 yards on that?
I'm not sure where they started that one, Frank.
From scrimmage. No, wait a minute. There was a penalty on that, so that's about 7 yards.
Yeah, I'd say 7. That's going to bring up second down and a long 7 to go. Hand it off to Anderson. Breaks a tackle. Still going. Gains 2 or 3.
Well, we've got some pretty good linebackers.
Anderson gains about 2 on that one. They're going to give it. Right. Across the 50 to about the 49. We're at 5.5 minutes left before the half. And again, the score is Daniel Hand High School 19, West Haven 0.
Third in the bunch here. This Hand hasn't been in this position too awfully much.
Hand has mainly played on offense, and West Haven has been on defense most of the game so far. It's a crossbuck this time, coming back to the near side. Monroe breaks a tackle. The ball's loose. Ball's still loose. And it's still loose. And
Goes out of bounds?
And it's knocked out of bounds. I don't believe West Haven had possession, did they? One referee wants to signal it.
I think it went out of bounds. No, coach is signaling.
We still don't.
West Haven.
We still don't know whose possession. Hand is going to keep the ball. The ball was knocked loose. Two or three people had a shot at it. Finally went out of bounds. It's not who touches it last. It's who has possession last.
Right. Yeah. That was at that point. It was the only thing Hand could hope for. Somebody keep kicking that thing out of bounds.
That will bring up 4th and about 6, and we will have Hand's first punt of the game. That's number 6, Mike Hominick, the punter. West Haven drops one man. He's kind of kicking into the wind here. Pretty good snap and a good spiral. Going to hit and take a bounce. And it's picked up about the 12-13 and a good return. That's going to be trouble. And they finally nail him.
Milligan.
That's Milligan who makes the tackle. Knocked the ball loose too, but the referee said it was down.
That was on the bulldog to the ground when the ball came out, and I mean...
That was Ryan Milligan making the tackle and a touchdown-saving tackle.
You bet. Beautiful job coming back on that. But always been a hard thing for Hand is special teams play, it seems to me.
Well, particularly early in the season, they haven't had a lot of practice doing that.
A couple of years ago, one team, Shelton, Kid Ranger, had 3 touchdowns.
That's right. The ball is about to 43. We got 4.5 minutes left, and there's a complete pass across the middle, first down, and he's going to be tackled down about the 25. First down for West Haven.
Well, that's certainly, there's a little bit more dipsy-doodle. It fooled me. I had my eye on the wrong player.
Well, if West Haven can get a score here before the half, they're sort of back in this game. 4.5 minutes left before the half. Plenty of time. And that big tackle, number 70 for West Haven, is a large one, isn't he?
He is.
He's about 6'6".
He looks like an athlete.
West Haven splits a man each side. One man behind the quarterback. And it's run to the right side. Tackle missed. Finally, he's brought down inside the 20.
Okay, but it's driving hard in there.
That's going to be a run of a good 6 yards, however.
Hand's got to make sure that they do good, swift, and sure tackling out there. There were a couple of weak tackles that time. Weak attempts. They weren't
one tackle missed in the backfield. Would have stopped the runner with a loss. Second and a short 4, and it's run right up the middle, and he's brought down. No gain there.
Good.
And that's Dan Anderson coming in from linebacker.
And Cushwalla got some good penetration also.
Stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
Old Special K came in there in good shape.
We'll try to name the rest of the defensive players here as we go. Kishwalla is left tackle, or left end. Matt Mesa is left guard. Ryan Connolly is nose tackle right across from the center. 28 over there is Colin Johnson. And run up the middle, and he's cut down by Kingsley. But he really had something going there. That should be a first down for West Haven, however.
Now, Kingsley took his legs out from under him on that, but his momentum took him forward in the air for a first down.
First down is to 12. Two and a half minutes left before the half, and West Haven is driving for the first time. They split a man wide left, one man split wide right. And it's a draw play up the middle, and he's met in the backfield.
Conley.
And that's Ryan Connolly that made that contact behind the line of scrimmage.
He did. He gave him a bear wrap and then took him down right off the bat.
He messed up the whole play. A loss of a yard.
Now they're giving his momentum right at the stick, I guess.
Yeah, pretty close. Just a little bit of a loss. So it's second down, a little over 10. And I would expect a pass play here before long, Frank.
I would too.
I think we're going to see it right now. That's a draw play. Quarterback still got it. And he's not going very far.
Yeah, he pulled it down and went, and Hans line
took it down. Matt Mesa was there. Dan Anderson comes in and polishes it off.
Yeah, Monroe was there. Johnson was there. Nice job by the center of Hans defense.
We're inside of a minute and a half left before the half now, and 3rd and long for West Haven.
I think their quarterback, the West Haven quarterback, didn't give that enough time to take hold.
West Haven takes a timeout with 3rd and almost 10 to go at about the 12. They can make a first down at about the 3. Frank, this is one of these important plays here coming up.
You bet.
3rd and long, the ball's at the 12, and West Haven's first good opportunity to score.
Showing pass to the left side.
And they're going to pass.
The quarterback's got an opportunity. He's got a hand.
Oh, man, wide open in the end zone, but
he dropped it.
Drops it going across the end line. That's going to bring up 4th down for West Haven, but Hand was fortunate there.
Very fortunate.
That was a touchdown.
The pass
made to order over there.
That was a more than catchable pass. The quarterback got it to him, and he had a little bit of his rotation was to the left, but very catchable.
And this play right here, if West Haven can score, they're really back in this game. If they have to go in at halftime trailing by 19 points, then they're a little bit in a different position. 4th down.
And they're going for it.
They're going to go for it. And it's going to be a pass play. And the quarterback is being pursued, but he's got a wide open corner. He's got a corner and he scores. West Haven scores a touchdown. You can see he had a big hole over on that corner, and he outran a couple of linemen.
Yeah, the lineman pressed him that side, and that was all he had available to him, and Hand lost to contain. That side of the defense just wasn't there where you're trying to herd him in. And that's the way it goes. He just angled himself right into that corner and got the 6.
So West Haven 19-6 with a conversion try coming. And we're just inside of a minute left before the half. That was a big play for West Haven. They're really back in the game now. 2 scores
really
could win it now for them.
Yeah, and I really, I thought Hand had him too. I thought it for a minute there, but the quarterback is pretty swift of foot.
And here's a conversion try. Snap is not handled. And Naylor is in on the man back there and throws him down. TJ Naylor makes a tackle.
Nice job.
Good job. Real quick there. So West Haven does not get the conversion. It's now 19-6 with 59 seconds left before the half.
Well, West Haven will be kicking into the wind. I mean, with the wind at their back, so it'll be interesting.
Kickoff with a minute left before the half. West Haven has the ball laid almost flat. Frank,
yes.
He's not going to kick this one very long for a run back, is he?
I'm going to try to squib it.
And has brought their whole team up, too. And it's a squib kick. It's hit and bounce. And, and Dan Anderson gets knocked down by his own man over there, I believe.
Colin Johnson brought down Dan Anderson that time.
Hand with the ball at the 32, but they've got 56 seconds left. They can do one of 2 things. They can either sit on it and run out the half, or they can try a big play quick here.
Well, you know, they could try to get a first down, see if they can get anything working here, maybe break something loose. Certainly with the breakaway that Noble has, you can do that, and Anderson, too, is not shabby that way.
Whoop, the ball is loose. Ooh. Ryan Milligan turned around to hand it off, and he didn't have anybody to hand it to.
Yeah. Looked like that was going to go to Anderson, but Anderson was not there. Milligan did recover it.
He did recover it. The clock is running, and with that play, Frank, I would say Hand will probably let the time elapse.
It seems like they should. Not
clock is running. We're down to 25 seconds.
Yeah, you don't want to do anything necessarily tricky or anything like that.
One snap here, and they can go in at halftime. It's handed off to Noble, who buries his way forward, and that should run out the clock. We're down to 10 seconds and running. So the first half of this first game of the season Daniel Hand is ahead of West Haven 19-6 at halftime. And West Haven really didn't have the ball except for that last possession when they finally scored on a fourth down play. Frank, what do you see there so far?
So far, pretty good ball control on Daniel Hand's part. Getting some not real big runs, but big enough certainly to get it and keep possession of the ball all the time. Execution's pretty well. There's a very, very new constitution to this team. When you think about it, yes, there were starters from last year. Yes, there were lettermen out there. But the way it's constituted on the field as offense, extremely new out there. Same thing on defense, yes. We got experience out there, but not in all the positions they're playing and not working as a unit. So I think it's looking pretty darn good.
Good start in the first half for Hand. We will now pick up a little bit of the Daniel Hand High School marching band, led by Richard Fasano, the director. And Walby hits a long one and is fielded on the run at about the 13, and it's going to be handed off over on that side. Man breaks through, and number 8 is there to meet him. That's Scott Roberts, makes a tackle.
It's very interesting. Every kickoff they run that same play, which is effectively they try to get it in the hands of the quarterback, the kid who normally plays quarterback, and then they run 3 receivers past them, and he kind of fakes out one or the other to try to get the team on coming down the field out of position. Didn't work that time.
Well, they stopped it short of the 30. It's at about the 27 where West Haven takes over in the second half. And West Haven's made a big score there right before the half, and that ball carrier is stuffed right in the middle of the line, getting off the bottom of the 28 there. That's Colin Johnson.
Did not go very far that time.
Gain the yard. In the playing deep for Hand, the safety positions are number 5, Greg Walby, and 22, Mark Pregame. Protecting the corners are number 9, Tim Sullivan, and T.J. Naylor, 21 on this side. And it's pitched to the right, and the man is dragged down that time, and that's 42 in on that tackle. That's Kingsley.
Kingsley, the younger out there, again, doing a nice job tonight. His first time starting as far as a regular season game in a linebacker position.
He's played offense before at tight end last year, but I don't believe he played much defense, did he?
No, not much at all that I can recall. He's doing a great job tonight.
That brings up 3rd and 7 for West Haven.
Gotta believe they'll go pass.
Probably a passing down. They split 2 men wide left. Quarterback straight back. Now he's going to run. And he's being pursued and brought down short of a first down at the 35. Tackled from behind by Connolly, and there was another man there after him.
Oh, I'm trying to... Ricano was down in there, but I couldn't see who actually did the beautiful job of not taking his fake and standing in his position. I missed it. I think it was Ricano.
That will bring up 4th down and 2 for West Haven at the 35. We're early in the 3rd quarter. This is West Haven's first possession. And they're lining up to go for it on 4th down in their own territory. They may be looking to draw Hand offside.
Might be.
Now it's going to be a long count. It's a long count. They're trying to get Hand to jump offside, and Hand will not do it. Good patience by Hand.
I guess it was worth the timeout to him.
That play, they had no intention of running it. The quarterback was just barking signals, hoping that somebody from the black shirt side would jump offside, and they did not do it, so now they'll punt.
Great job of discipline on Hand's plays. You could hear not just the sideline, but some of the on-field captains saying, hold, you know, just making sure they weren't going to go on that. Nice job out there.
Also, we should remember, Frank, West Haven burned a timeout there. They might need that late in the game.
Yeah, that'll be a good one to remember.
Punt formation. They've got 3 blockers in front of the kicker. Good snap. And a good spinning kick. And it's going to be fair caught and dropped. Dropped by Noble.
No. Whistle came before the ball.
I heard a whistle out there.
I think you're going to find that there was an offensive player, or it's a West Haven player, too close on the fair catch.
West Haven signal, they've got it, but the referee definitely called the play dead.
Right.
Daryl Noble did not handle the punt. That's called a muff rather than a fumble.
And I think they're going to say that he wasn't given enough room to field it.
That may be the reason he didn't handle it cleanly. He had a man right in his face. They got to give him room.
The whistle was definitely off before there was any control of the ball. And that's, I think, exactly what happened there.
And they're going to march that one back. What do we got here, Frank? We're going to re-kick.
Wow. Well, that's not what...
I didn't pick up a signal on that one.
Well, we should see it after he places it, so... Now I get a do-over.
So they're putting it right back at the line of scrimmage again.
Wow.
And that's a re-kick. I'm not sure what the infraction is there, Frank. Do you know? I thought the infraction was down where Darrell was trying to catch the ball, but apparently the infraction was before the ball was snapped.
I do not know.
They didn't assess a penalty against anybody. No. They just put it right back at the line of scrimmage.
Maybe.
So that must have been a dead play. Yeah. They called dead before the
referee didn't get it blown to start, perhaps. Which is strange, but hey, we'll take it that way because otherwise.
And they're going to line up again as if they're going to go for it. And now we got men spread all over the place. I'm not sure if they're going to try to draw hand off again, but they're running the play on 4th down, and they're going to make it. They're going to make it. He gets up to the 40, first down for West Haven.
Well, whatever happened out there, it ended up being in West Haven's favor that time. That's a confidence builder for him, too.
That really is. That keeps the possession with West Haven, and they haven't had the ball very much in this game. Ball at the 41. They have to take some chances because they're 2 touchdowns back. Quarterback rolling right, throws complete, man's down. Man's down as he caught it. Short of a first down.
Well, he had plenty of time to throw that, too.
Gained a little over 5 yards on that pass play. The receiver was on his knees as he caught the ball. And he gained close to 6 where they spotted it. So West Haven has the ball. We're early 3rd quarter. The score is still 19-6. Daniel Hand ahead of the Westies of West Haven.
West Haven seems to have some momentum and energy going right now that I don't quite feel in Hand.
They probably got read out a little bit at the halftime, like they're going to have to
come back up,
play a little harder. And ball carrier Matt right at midfield, short of a first down by a yard.
Yeah, they'll go for it though, because they went for it before. Well, it's only 3rd down anyway, so.
Yeah, they got two downs here. Just across midfield with 8 minutes left in the 3rd quarter.
Showing up some time here.
In a tight formation by West Haven. They got everybody in the old T formation here. Handed off to the first man, breaks the tackle, and finally dragged down.
He's one big-looking boy, too.
That was Greg Walby who had a hold of the shoulder pads, but a first down for West Haven at the 40. That was an old-fashioned T formation.
Sure was. It sure was. They gave it to the T fullback, and good boy.
That's their version of the power high that Hand runs. 3 men in the blackfield, and not much deception, just power it right at the other team. So West Haven's moving the ball.
Formation flanker now with a fresh first down in Hand territory. They might try to release one here.
Long count, handed off up the middle, and gains a yard.
Well, it picked right up by the nose.
Connell and Connolly make the tackle.
He kept right down there tough. They tried to have him double team down there. They did Ryan Conley, and he didn't take it. He played them both off and helped on the tackle. Nice job.
1 yard gain. James Kingsley, 42, calls the defensive signals this year for Hand. Dan Anderson, Kingsley, Ricano are the linebackers, and it's handed off to the right end. Nice. Connolly makes the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Number 64, the nose tackle, was right in there, threw him for a loss.
Boy, he certainly came knifing through there. Oh, what a nice job on that. We have, that's one there that you on an offensive line, you got to take out that nose guy. You can't let him through there. But he did it. Strong boy, fended off the blockers beautifully.
And we've got probably a passing down here. It's 3rd and 11.
They don't have to be real greedy, though.
Ryan Connolly lines up looking right in the eye of the center.
Probably talking a little trash down there at the same time.
It's going to be a pass play to the right side. There's a man over there. Complete pass. Tackle short of a first down, and there's going to be a penalty added on that one, it looks like.
Oh, really? Sullivan maybe got a hand on
Sullivan
that?
made the tackle, but the second man came in a little bit late on the tackle. So that's going to give West Haven a first down. That's a big penalty added to the completed pass. That's going to take it down inside the 20.
That's exactly what happened on that.
Ball goes all the way to the 16.
He's got to stiffen up here.
West Haven with their first possession of the 3rd quarter. So far they've taken the ball down the field with the help of picking up a 4th down in their own territory. And it's a crossbuck up the middle. A lot of black shirts there, but the whole pile goes forward for about 1 or 2. About 2-yard gain.
Well, a lot of these plays for West Haven look a lot like 1950s, 60s football out there. But they're effective. They were back then.
The flow goes to the left. The runner goes back to the right on that play. And West Haven this time is going to run to the left. And man breaks through, going all the way in. Touchdown, but a flag is down. There's a flag lying at about the 16. That may be an illegal block.
I would think so, from that direction,
That's
yes.
going to be a clip against West Haven. That touchdown is going to come back.
And that should be 15 big ones coming back as well, so should bring it well back towards the 30-yard line, I would think.
I thought they had that play pretty well hemmed in, but the man broke through.
Yeah, he bounced to the left, which may have been because of the clip, but he bounced to the left and had pretty open sailing after he did that.
So that nullifies the touchdown and pushes West Haven back to the, 31.
There you go.
That's 2nd down and about
25?
25 yards.
Okay, long pass, he's getting some pressure.
It's a screen play across the middle. Completed pass, the man still going, and a pretty good gain for West Haven.
Back to the original line of
They get back
scrimmage.
about 15 on that play.
Nice job. That was a well-executed play by West Haven. What they did is the quarterback took a deep drop, and they let everybody release. They released all the linemen, came through and left the center wide open for the number 32 to pick up the ball on the pass.
Ryan Connolly finally makes the tackle, but that brings it back to more of a makeable situation for West Haven. It's 3rd and about 11. Down at the 17. And what do we got here? No timeout? I didn't see what that call was.
What's going on?
He signaled it was a timeout. West Haven, which would be their second one.
Steve, don't go to the timeout on this, because I do have an announcement to make here. During halftime, the Tiger Sports Council members asked us to make an announcement about the 3rd annual Daniel Hand High School Scholarship Fund Golf Tournament, which is going to be held Tuesday, October 8th, this coming October 8th, and at the Country Club, Madison Country Club. And it's a big-time affair, and it's to raise money. All the proceeds go to the Scholarship Fund for Daniel Hand High School students. And if you'd like to get more information and a flyer on this, you should call the following. Clint Sullivan at 318-3559, or you can fax Clint at 245-3501, or you can call Mary Minshall at 421-4561. That's Clint Sullivan and Mary Mitchell for the third annual Daniel Hand High School Scholarship golf tournament by the Tiger Sports Council. Tiger Sports Council represents parents and boosters from all the Daniel Hand High teams, both fall, winter, and spring.
So we're back to 3rd and 11 after that second time out by West Haven. Quarterback still got it, looking to throw. Now he's going to bring it down and run.
He's got a corner.
Takes it down inside the 5.
And the first
that
down.
was very close to an illegal block there, but no call on it.
But it'll be a first down also.
First down for West Haven, goal to go at about the 5. Just inside the 5.
So we've seen now that when West Haven does get the ball in hand, they're able to make some damage out there.
So if they should score here, Frank, we're back to a real ball game.
Yeah, we sure are. 19-6.
We're just under 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Hand is leading 19-6, but that's in jeopardy.
Hand hasn't had any real offense.
Here's that old T formation again, Frank.
Yeah.
3 men behind the quarterback. And it's going to go to the right side with a lot of blocking in front of it, and he wedges it down near the goal. And he's got it. Touchdown, West Haven.
Well,
they go right behind right guard, right tackle with 2 men lined up in the backfield blocking ahead of him, and just push the whole pile forward.
and they did. That's right, and they did it slowly, almost like a bulldozer in low gear is the way that play took place. They just kept their own, went through with a wedge, and the running back just stayed right behind it.
The differential now is 7 points, and West Haven looks like they're going to kick to make it 6-point difference. Conversion try. Snap back, foot down, and that's no good.
No good is right.
Wide right.
Well,
so the score remains 19-12. Daniel Hand leading.
hey, well, Hand hasn't hit the ball yet this period. So that was a pretty good ball control for West Haven.
West Haven kept the ball for over 8 minutes to start the third quarter, but they're back in the ball game. 1 touchdown difference.
Sure are. Now, let me give you some numbers from the first half. Of course, these are unofficial, but due to our calculations, I add that Hand roughly ran 24 running plays for 108 yards. And with that, Darrell Noble had 8 carries for 43. Anderson, 6 carries for 26. Monroe, 5 carries for 20. Pregame had 3 carries for 11 yards, and of course 2 of those were touchdowns. And Milligan had 2 carries for 8. As far as passing goes, I again unofficially had Milligan throwing 4 for 4 for 29 yards. Sullivan had 1 catch for 7. Walby had 2 catches for 15, and Kingsley 1 for 7 on that.
West Haven kicks off back to Hand. It's high in the air, going to be fielded by Noble right about the 15.
Right again.
And here comes the wall, but he can't get by the first tackler and brings it up to about the 28.
That chase man came all the way around from the far side and got in behind the end of the wedge and able to bring Darrell down.
So this is Hand's first possession in the third quarter, and we have 3:44 left in the quarter. Ball is about the 29.
All right, the Hand cranks up to try to get there.
What they need here, Frank, is a long drive ending up in a score.
You bet.
When the other team scores, you need to answer. And hand it off to Anderson. There's a hole. Takes it for about 5 yards.
And Ken Anderson, got to get some activity out of him. Like I said, he had 6 carries for 26 yards earlier. You really need him to hunker down now.
In the line for Hand are Chad Taylor at center, Matt Mesa at right guard, Ryan Connolly at right tackle, James Kingsley at tight end on the near side of the field. Pitch to Noble, and Noble gets a little crease, swings it up for a first down across the 40.
It wasn't Noble, it was Pregame.
You're right, there was Pregame rather than Noble.
He tricked us up on that.
West Haven has a man down.
Job by Pregame that night.
We do have a break in the action here as West Haven has a man down in on that tackle. That was Pregame that carried the ball. And he made the first down across the 40 to about the 41. We will take a quick injury timeout. Even man did get up and ran off after Dr. Sclair fixed him on the field.
Good job by Dr. Sclair, as usual.
First down for Hand to 41, and there's a few men move early in the line there.
You have free 5 yards right there.
While we're watching this penalty, I might add an encroachment against West Haven. If you enjoy watching Daniel Hand High School Tiger football and other sports on television, there are a couple of things that you can do to bring more sports. One is to get involved with Madison Public Television as a cameraman, help edit, things of that nature if you have an interest. And a carry by Jeff Monroe, still on, got a first down.
Nice job by Jeff. He covered the ball up well, coming through there. Didn't take that full out speed all the way and lose control. He did a nice job.
Monroe takes it forward for a first down, and the Hand is down to the 43. That's Jeff Monroe at the fullback position, who has the ball, and he doesn't gain much there, maybe a yard.
Boy,
He ran into some big bodies there.
that play takes off very quickly, and there's not a lot of time for defense to react. They did a nice job on that.
Gain about 1.
Look like some pretty big horses down there for West Haven.
They have bigger linemen probably than Hand. There's a flag thrown before the men come to the line of scrimmage. I'm not sure what that is.
Goodness, that came out early.
That flag was thrown way before the play.
What did he call it?
It's against West Haven. I saw a player for West Haven going around, coming back on the field from the locker room. He must have come on the field, clear down in the end zone. That's sort of a nitpicking call, however.
Well, although, you know, it's funny how some coaches are want to have little tricky things they do, and that could certainly throw you off, I suppose.
The referee did point down toward the end zone, so that must have been what it was.
Kind of addressed that later on with one I remember seeing years and years ago.
Second down and 5, and West Haven still had a man on the field on that play, and Darrell Noble takes it to the 30. That's a first down.
Nice job there.
Needed 5 and gained 7.
Give him about 8-9 yards on that one.
He comes up limping a little bit after getting knocked off his feet sideways on that tackle.
It looked like he may have twisted that ankle a little bit when he was going down, the way he just kind of fell.
So Hand with a pretty good possession here, carrying the ball as far as the 30 so far. We have 1:15 left in the third quarter. And Hand now is leading by only 7 points, so they need another score. And off to Noble again, off the left side, breaks a tackle, and there's a bunch of flags. That's probably a face mask.
The way Darrell went down on that, I mean, he was going one direction. Next second, his head was flung around. So
Three referees saw that tackle by the face mask, and that will give Hand a first down by the penalty added on to the run by Darrell Noble.
that's the way it goes. He got 5 yards for his own record book and maybe 15. Certainly wouldn't have been inadvertent.
So 1 minute left in the third quarter. Hand gets a big gain on the penalty tacked on. There was no doubt about it. There were 3 flags thrown.
Yeah, there was no doubt whatsoever.
We're inside of a minute, and the ball is at about the 13. And after the first man, Dan Anderson, still fighting forward, and he's down about the 7.
Nice drive. A lot of leg work on that one, again by Dan Anderson.
That was 6 yards just running over people.
You bet. Keeping those legs pumping. High and hard. Handy Dandy Anderson, we call him.
So Hand will probably get off only one more play before the third quarter runs out. We're down to 15 seconds. And running. 2nd and 4. They can make a first down at the 3. Hand moved early.
Could be anyway.
I think Hand moved early on that one.
Yeah, I do too.
So the clock is stopped with 3 seconds in the third quarter, and Hand gets pushed back 5 yards, brings up second and about 9, and the ball is now where? 13?
Looks like about the 13-yard line.
And they crank up the clock and run out the quarter. We'll switch into the field with Daniel Hand continuing to lead 19-12, but they're within striking range here of another score. This is Kent Sprague with Frank Tordoff. Paul Sprague is on the camera at the present time. They have second down and 9. The ball is about the 13. And now we're going to east.
Into the wind.
Milligan rolling left. He's going to bring it down. He's got a little room to run near the sideline, out of bounds. Takes it to about the 7.
Lowered his shoulder and took on the tacklers very well. Almost lowered his head a little bit too much. You don't like to see him drop below, let's say, 90 degrees or parallel with the ground. Don't want to see anybody drop their head below that. Nice job by Ryan Milligan.
He got about 6 yards on first down.
I call Ryan a muscle man, I think. He really did some nice bulking up this year.
He needs 4 for a first down and 7 for a touchdown. Handed up to Anderson. Anderson is down near the 5, inside the 5.
Third down.
Gained a couple.
Gonna be fourth.
That's going to bring up a fourth down play, isn't it?
It is. It's a hefty 2 yards. They're not easy yards, that's for sure. I'm not even sure it's quite 2 yards out there, but boy, they're not going to come easy.
Hand is called a timeout here with a fourth down play. This wouldn't be too bad a play to try a field goal, Frank.
No, it wouldn't. We don't know.
Well, they're leading by 7, and that would put them up to where the other team would need 2 scores on them.
That's true.
And Greg Walby is going back out on the field with the kicking tee.
That's right. Give it a shot.
This is well within his range. I don't believe he's ever tried a field goal in varsity competition before.
I don't either, because we certainly know he didn't last year and everything. The only time he would have gotten an opportunity would have been during the practice.
Who's the snapper here? 69. 69 is Chris Gavin. So Chris Gavin is the snapper, Scott Roberts the holder, and Greg Walby is trying to put Hand up by 10. If he makes this field goal, the ball is spotted at about the 12.
Very interesting situation.
It's a low snap, kicked up and good! Put that right through. Greg Walby, his first field goal try, and he makes it good to put Hand up by 10 points.
Walloping Wallaby. How about that? Love it. What a call by the coach, too. I mean, it was a very good call. 2 long yards for first down. Well within the area where you could try something like this. The wind had died down. A lot of good confidence in Greg, though, boy. That's wonderful. That's a real good dimension to your game when you can have a field goal kicker. You don't see it so much in high school ball. We did have Jimmy Willis, and he did a couple over his tenure. Greg Walby, outstanding job, Greg.
I like that call, Frank. We're in the fourth quarter, and that makes the other team have to score twice on you.
Sure does. Oh, I think that's outstanding. I love it. Now let's see if this defense can hunker down.
Score is now 22-12. 10-point lead. We have 11:35 left in the game. And now we don't need a run back.
Well, it's been an excellent game for them. For the first one of the season, Ken.
Walby hits a low line drive. He's going to hit and skip, and a man got his knee down at about the 12 or 13. About the 13 is where a man fielded that kick.
Hey, you couldn't ask for that much better than that.
That was a very effective kickoff. That was a low line drive that skidded and was fielded.
Oh, man.
But the shortstop there realized that he had his knee down.
That's easy.
So taking off at about the 13. The quarterback still got it running to the right. And he's going to be nailed there at about the 15. Ryan Connolly wraps him up.
What a beautiful job by the Connolly.
Gained about 1.5 yards after all of that effort.
That was one crisp tackle. Buried his face right in the chest of the quarterback. Took him down.
Into the game is number 40. That's Sean Manley. He's a sophomore. Second and 8 for West Haven. It's run to the left and gains a couple of yards. But deep in their own territory, if they're going to run it right into the line, Hand will probably take that. The clock is rolling. Hand has a 10-point lead. As long as they don't give up a big one. And this is a play right here coming up that West Haven needs a good 6 yards for a first down, a potential pass play here.
Kushwala came out.
The quarterback looking to throw. Now he's going to throw left side, overthrown, well over the receiver. No chance to catch it. That's going to bring up fourth down.
Yeah, it is. Kushwala came out and he's nursing a cramp down there. He's treating himself for a cramp. It hasn't really been that hot, but maybe that's the way it's affecting the players down there on the field.
I don't think West Haven would go for it this deep, even though they need 2 scores.
No, they might try.
Walby is dropping back, expecting a punt. West Haven in punt formation. It's snapped and it's going to be kicked and almost blocked. It's fielded by Walby on his knee at a 49.
All right.
A good sure catch by Greg Walby.
He made sure of that, you're right. Pulled it in, took his time. Wasn't interested in the run back anyway because he was getting pursued very, very quickly down there on West Haven.
Now, if Hand could grind it out and end up with another score here, they could put this game away. They expect a lot of running plays. And West Haven's expecting running plays too. They got them all bunched up. And that play is fouled up. Finally, a flag comes in late.
I don't know what he saw because I didn't see it, but
I saw a big mass of humanity there.
yeah, Ryan looked like his feet went out from under him.
It's an illegal block against Hand.
Jeez. That's bad.
I'm not sure where you get a clip on a dive right into the line, Frank.
I don't either. Hey, those bodies are just flailing around down there, but that's 15 yards for it.
So that puts a little different complexion on this drive because they need big yardage now.
Yeah, they really will, and West Haven's going to pressure.
Ball's to 36. And West Haven has 2 very large linemen right in the middle of the line there. And that play is blown dead. Now it's getting a little sloppy. Flag thrown in Hand's backfield.
Wow.
Illegal motion. Somebody who moved early. And Hand is rapidly marching the wrong direction.
It's first and 30.
They played the first half pretty crisply, Frank, but now it's getting sloppy.
A little anxious, I guess. Maybe getting a little tired out there. Fatigue factor setting in a little bit. They've been having a bump heads with this real big line out there that West Haven puts on the field.
Big Matt DeConcilius, 74, is out. Now Hand needs a half a mile here for a first down, and they're going to pitch it to Darrell Noble, swinging to the right side, and he only gains a couple.
Not much there for Darrell.
I think he was trying to stay in bounds, keep the clock going. Second down and close to 30 yards Hand needs.
They picked up a couple, but not much more than that. So, like you say, they've got a...
And I don't know that they will air it out here. That's an awful lot of yardage to pick up.
Yeah, it really is.
They got Sullivan and Walby split wide left.
It breaks a couple of runs.
Milligan's going to roll left. He's got a pretty good blocking ahead of him. Now it's throwing and intercepted by West Haven near the sideline. Tackle made by Walby, but that was hanging in the air a little too long. Defensive man was there.
Yeah, he was. That was a long ways for Milligan to pass that ball across the field like that. Walby did take it deep, but defensive man came inside him.
West Haven has the ball, first down at the 45. We have 8:20 left in the game. And this game is far from over at this point.
Timeout official.
Not sure what that one is. I don't have a clue as to what the referee was after there. He came to the hand sideline.
They're going to get some word downstairs.
I think they're complaining about the band playing while West Haven's on offense. So the referee is going to stop the band from playing while West Haven's on offense, I believe is what it is.
Really?
I haven't seen that one before. Apparently, the referee has the power to shut off the band when they want to.
He wants to communicate downstairs somehow or other. And maybe they're not going to run the clock except on the field or something. I don't know.
Not sure.
I don't know how we can shut down the band. I really don't.
Anyway, it's a first down for West Haven at the 45, and the quarterback still got it, going to the left, and he's going to throw long. Oh, man, wide open over there. Walby is the only man back there, and Walby cannot get him. Touchdown, West Haven.
Well, there you go on a big turnover. You see it on TV Sundays all the time. You get a big turnover, you go for the whole marble. And after that, in the next play, and that's exactly what West Haven did.
And with 8:05 left in the game, West Haven is going to be back within one score again. One score could win it for him.
Yeah, plenty of time on the clock.
A long pass play, man was wide open on the left flank deep.
Wide open is right. He didn't have to worry.
West Haven going for two. It's 22-18 now. And it's fumbled in the backfield. Now the quarterback picks it up, and he is snowed under. Matt Mason, Rick Ricano are in there on the tackle. So the score remains 22-18. 4-point differential as we have a very interesting fourth quarter here.
Wow, let me tell you, of course, being pushed back that far, having to backpedal like that by hand because those two big penalties, and then the interception made quite a difference here. But like I say, you saw exactly what they talk about on TV all the time. So one of those things that even when you're on the field, it's hard to keep that in mind. But you know, they got what you do see an awful lot. Go for the big strike. Quarterback rolled out. He rolled to his left, which is what he's done most of the time. And he had that man wide open down there. Wasn't a hand player really within close proximity. Even Walby, I mean, had to dig like crazy, and there wasn't any contest.
It's a 4-point game. Tim Sullivan and Darrell Noble are back deep to receive. And Hand needs to sustain something here with over 8 minutes left in the game. Darrell Noble feels it just short of the 20, and he's swinging right. And he takes it over across the 30 to about the 33.
Still 33, 34 yard line though, so that's not a bad return. The Hand has gone right every time on their return. So again, that becomes a non-mystery, if you will. for the opposing team once they see that start to set up.
Now, Richard Fasano says the band can play. We got the ball. 7:57 left in the game. And with a tight formation. Run to the right by Anderson. Anderson gains 2 or 3.
Right. That one didn't get very much, but well, it got more than I say by the way they spot the ball also. There must have been more of a line drive than I actually saw. The surge really took him forward because those white jerseys were sure there in a wall.
Dan Anderson picks up a little over 3 yards. And that last possession by hand was sort of a disaster. They made a lot of mistakes and marched backwards on penalties. This play is not going anywhere. Stopped right near the line of scrimmage. And the ball carrier was Mark Pregame. No gain.
And that was coming to the left side too. And most of the time on each chart is going to show go right. That one came left and still didn't pull out.
They need about 7 yards on this play or they're going to have to give it back to West Haven. Recently they haven't been able to stop West Haven. Milligan still got it. Rolling around the left side. Needs one block. Got it. That's a first down. Pushed out of bounds at the 47.
Right. What a great job on that. Muscle man Milligan down there. The tendency would have been to go out of bounds with that, but he juked him, let him move himself towards the line. He went to the inside of it, not to get the first down. Excellent heady play by Milligan.
And needed about 7 yards, and Milligan gains 10. So we have 6.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. That was a big play for him. And that's Pregame running over the right side, and he's got about 5 yards. Mark Pregame takes it to about the 47, about a 5-yard gain.
Comes out to take a little break, and who is that? Noble went in? I think, yeah.
In the background, we have Darrell Noble and Dan Anderson behind Ryan Milligan, a quarterback all the way. Tight formation.
Kind of nice to see Noble.
Run by Anderson across the 45.
4 or 5 yards.
They're going to be about 2 short of a first. Right about the 45 is where they're going to spot it.
Maybe that kind of flush the quarterback out or swing the quarterback right with an option or left with an option. Right?
Here's a third down play, third and a long 2 for him. Got 2 men to the left. And Milligan rolling left. He's going to keep it, and he's going to get it. Around the corner, tiptoe down the sideline on a good gain. Just stayed in bounds almost to the 30. Ryan Milligan has impressed me with his running ability. He not only is fast, but he stayed in bounds for another 6 or 7 yards there.
And you know, he runs heavy too. You see him run, he's taking these, getting a lot of leg drive off of that. Not easy to bring him down.
Another first down at the 32. We're down near 5 minutes left in this game. Hand off to the first man, 44, is the ball carrier, Jeff Monroe. You notice there were 2 people trying to take the ball away from him on that tackle?
Absolutely.
Short gained about 1.5 yards.
And keeps switching players in and out. They're really keeping those plays pretty fresh in here.
We'll kind of start beginning to keep an eye on the clock. We're inside of 5 minutes. 2nd and 8. And Milligan's going to keep it again, and he's tackled. Good tackle.
Yeah, sure was. Linebacker came in from behind him.
And gained about 1 yard, and that's it. That'll bring up 3rd and long for Han.
He really wants to try to get one more.
3rd and about 7 here. But they're deep enough now that they'll go for it on 4th too. We're down to 4 minutes left in the game. Walby is split wide right. And Milligan rolling right. We've got a defensive man there. And there's an illegal block, unfortunately.
I saw that coming.
Yeah, there's an illegal block that's going to bring that one back. Milligan was pushed out of bounds at about the 22-23, but that play's coming back for Han. That was a good defensive play there. The lineman just kind of strung it out, and would not be blocked out of the play.
Well, that's a shame. That's going to be 15 bad yards.
That's going to bring up 3rd and long. And if they don't make it on this one, Frank, it's an interesting concept here. Steve Philippon is very much a defensive coach. He might choose to try to punt it and pin the other team deep. Rely on the defense.
Try to make another turnover or something like that, because and the other team's going to, I mean, West Haven themselves is going to have to go to the air too.
But now it's 3rd down and a good 20, it looks like. Milligan back to throw, looking across the middle, and there's Walby. Complete pass, short of a 1st down, down about the 30.
Well, they basically get back the 15-yard penalty back, and 4th down. So yeah,
4th down and about 8. And they're changing players here as if they might punt it, though. I don't know.
One snapper went in.
Oh, we'll see. 4th down play. This is an interesting play. Clock is running. We're down to 3 minutes left in the game, and there's a delay of game penalty, and I think Han took that one deliberately.
Deliberately, yeah. That's an old tactic of hands, right off and done.
They want that clock to run out.
They have 5 yards.
Because they're going to have to give it up here if they don't get this 1st down. And Mike Hominick is back to punt, and he's going to try to pin them deep.
He's going to try to pooch pick it. Down there. Try to get it towards the corner.
It's a good snap to Hominick, and he punts it up in the air. Fair catch, and caught it at about the 9. So we have 2:50 left in this game, and if Han wins it, it's going to be the defense that wins it for him at this point.
At this point, you saw a long strike capability with the quarterback last time out. So it's up to the unsung heroes of defense to get out there and bring it down. Try to force something bad to happen on West Haven's part.
West Haven has 91 yards to go. They need a touchdown to take the lead and potentially to win this game. And Han's defense is going to be tested now. Quarterback looking to throw. And the throw's long. There's a man open. Complete pass down to the 35. And Han gets the ball.
By Walby! Oh! He came in and just popped the receiver. Walby popped and dropped the ball right out.
And Mark Pregame recovers the fumble.
Wow!
That was a turnover that was needed, but boy, that was a wide open pass play, a long play.
That's what you call making a lemonade from a lemon.
West Haven takes a timeout, and if I'm not mistaken, that's their 3rd one.
That should be it. I don't know what the coach is upset over, but boy,